Welcome back, Panther fans. I'm David Brown here with Ryan Graham,
Hey, y'all.
and this is State of Atlanta.
You gotta change your mic.
It's not working correctly.
Yeah, your mic's terrible.
I went straight into the thing without actually checking my settings at all.
Yeah, I could have warned you.
No, the AirPod.
Do I sound better now?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, you like that? Daddy likey? Yeah.
I feel it. I can feel it inside of me.
That's what you wanted? Fantastic.
I can feel it inside of me.
Oh, that was too far. Too far. Hey man, so we got a win this weekend.
Oh, because you didn't watch, right? I forgot.
Oh no, I watched the Falcons. The Falcons actually got a win. And Georgia State didn't play on the weekend.
True, we got a win.
That's on you. My teams are now combined 1-5. 1-5 on the season. No, 1-6. 1-6 on the season. My teams are combined for. It's fantastic. Career season.
Yeah. Yep. No good. That's all I got.
Yes, I did not. Tim is he's at hurricane party. He schedules his vacations to be whenever massive storms come through Florida.
Wait, is he in Florida?
So, yeah, somewhere in Florida. One of those Florida places.
Oh man, that's bad news. Why would you do that?
I don't know. What's gonna be even worse news is I'm getting slow connection issues with my Wi-Fi right now. So it may be a night where you got to carry it by yourself on your own all the way around.
Ain't gonna happen.
So
you know what? And I've had quite the afternoon, and it has been really rough. And so, like, I bet that you're gonna just black out for like 5 minutes, and I'm gonna just sit here and stare because it's just been that kind of night.
I'll be blacking out later on the night, not now. So
you know what? Like I was supposed to do a campaign event that failed for various reasons tonight, and I was going to be a little bit late. And on my way home, even it was just like after I showed up to the place and it was like dead empty, and then when I left, I got stuck behind like some rando that just decided to come to a rolling stop, and there's no anything else, no indicators, no nothing. Then I get behind this other guy on the highway on his donut driving like 0 miles an hour, and I'm like, man, I'm gonna get some Guinness. I just need some Guinness tonight. And then I went and I turned my microphone to come talk to you, and it just like fell off. It's just vote or die. Okay. It just like fell off, like the whole thing was just loose or something, and it's like tightened in this weird way. I don't know, man. I'm just having a bad night.
You have some weird problems going on.
I'm having a bad night.
No more weird than our Panthers are having on the football field this season.
Oh, I
did not. So I was at Elton John. Probably my only chance I've never seen before.
You made the right choice.
I made the right choice. The thing was, I tried to. I was like, I'm gonna avoid everything. Like I turned off the my score notifications from ESPN. I silenced my phone. I turned off the State of Atlanta private group chat. I turned off all the notifications. I'm gonna enjoy Elton John, and then maybe when I get home, maybe in the morning, I'll try to watch the game or read a recap or whatever. And so I'm having a good time with my wife, and we go to a bar afterwards, post party, and she's talking to somebody, and she's about, the game. They lost, but whatever. And I'm like, oh, I guess I don't have to worry about that anymore.
Oh, that's funny that she knew and you didn't.
Yeah,
I guess she has all of her. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I did not go back and rewatch the game. I only have so many hours in my life to do stuff, and to go back and watch 3.5 hours that the Panthers are losing. I didn't have it in me against Coastal. So tell me how
honestly,
bad.
like the score doesn't tell the story because we were way worse than it tells. And at the half, apparently we were only down 10. But I'm looking at the score, being like, how is that team only up by 10 against this team? Like it doesn't make any sense because they destroyed us.
They answered the question in the second half. They were going to be up by a lot more, but they also answered or justified our statement before when we played against Charlotte. when you score 41 points, you win a game. That's what happens. When you score 41 points, you're supposed to win a game.
That's
so
true.
they proved you and I, that was the thing that you and I kept on saying about that.
That's all it
Yeah.
should take. But it does help when you stop the other team from scoring very many points as well. So
I would like to do that. I would like to stop. What is with the defense? What's going on?
It's 2 games. I thought they were solid in the P5 Carolina games.
Which is more frustrating about it, because we so for all the things we talk about, yes, we had our thoughts, our aspirations for this season and against those P5 teams. But if, like we said before, gun to your head, I was going to pick UNC and I was going to pick USC to win those games. They are supposed. That's why they take those games. They're supposed to win those games. So the fact that we played as well as we did.
Yep.
All right, cool. I hate that we're 0-2, but we'll bounce back and we'll destroy Charlotte, and then that did not happen. Defense looked pedestrian in that game, and then Coastal, which again, gun to my head, I don't know if I would have picked Coastal, but this is more of a coin flip of a game. In reality, no matter how much I hate that school and that program, it's still kind of a coin flip game going into it. And I said, because it's them and Appy and Marshall were the ones that you hope to go 2-1, right?
Right. Yeah.
So a loss against Coastal was not completely out of the realm. So I guess what I'm saying is really the only game that's bad that we've had was Charlotte.
We thought there was a really good shot of coming out of this 4-game Carolina whatever being 1-3, right? Like there was a really good chance at 1-3. But
Charlotte was the gimme.
But the style of 0-4 has been just extraordinary. Extraordinary.
To follow that up with heading up to West Point to play a team that beat the snot of us last year, and then to come back home immediately and play the trash down south, the biggest rival we have, the only rival we really have.
I mean, you gotta hope that the previous 2 weeks have humbled the guys, because you only can say like we know the talent's there. We've seen the talent. Even this year, we've seen the talent to beat these teams that we just lost against. The 2 last games we lost against, right? The first 2 games, we saw the talent to beat them 100%. We know it's there. Maybe they just needed to be humbled a little bit, and that we've got some good things to look forward to. But boy, were they humbled.
They have. I would say one thing: if it's about being humbled, the linemen have gained 20 pounds on humble pie, because
thank God.
This is, man. I remember when we sat down here in my basement. The studios, the State of Atlanta studios. That very first episode we recorded, I was like, no matter what happens, no matter how good or how bad we are, we're gonna be positive throughout the whole thing. And I'll tell you what, that was really easy when the following week we beat Tennessee.
Yeah,
it's really hard.
Right.
It's really hard to be positive right now. But that's why I keep on clinging to this whole thing that the only upset we have in our 0-4 start is Charlotte. That's the only upset. We're supposed to lose to the P5 programs. Coastal was a coin
flip. And it was only by a point.
It is by a point that we missed in a pat.
Yeah.
So really the only upset is Charlotte. And so that you say, it's a game we should have won, but we didn't. So I'm still not down on the program. I drink the blue. I drink the bluest of Kool-Aid, I guess. We have the talent. We know we have the talent.
I mean,
we have the skills.
Last year we were 1-4 at this point. We came back and we ended up 8-5. So I mean, we know we've got it in us to turn this thing around, and I don't think we're gonna do an 8-5 again, based on what I've seen. But we definitely could have a winning season. We definitely can still show up at a bowl.
Well, that's how we ended the season last year, right? We won went 7-1 to end the season. If we were able to do that again, we're back at 8-5 again. The 7-1 is definitely difficult, considering we still have Appy, the Trash and Marshall and JMU, who beat the Sunbelt gods this past weekend. So it's a tough slate.
It's such horseshit. You know what? All of these Sunbelt teams just bathing in glory right now. I mean, it feels like the rest of the Sunbelt is just bathing in glory, and we are just not part of it.
Right, it was that first week where we should have beaten, or I shouldn't say we should have. Like we wanted to beat South Carolina, but then you had ODU beat Vatech, and or was it the second week when App State beat
Yeah, it
Texas
was the
A&M?
UNC week.
It was the UNC week, so we were so close to winning UNC, but then you had it was at Marshall beat Notre Dame or something like that. Like
Yep.
we were supposed to be included in that conversation, and we were not. And
Nope.
yeah, Cynical Peach watching says, I'm slowly coming to the conclusion that Coach Elliott might have maxed out at GSU. We're stagnating, and in some ways, even in regression. Talent isn't there if you're 0-4. I disagree.
Well, I have something to say about that, because if CSE is maxed out, like, you're blaming the coach, and then you're also saying the talent. Like, it doesn't have to be both. It could be one or the other. It could be both, right? But I think if it were both, we wouldn't have seen the team show up in the first 2 games, which like,
Right.
you can call it an L, but the team showed up. The talent was there. We played competitive games in those first 2 weeks for sure, against teams that people thought we had no business being competitive against. And then we weren't up for the games that we should have been competitive in. And to me, that does scream coaching. I mean, if
Right, but
if
is
coaches can't get
it
you up for the game, like, that's coaching.
and ultimately everything does come down to Coach Elliott, but we've seen it. It's been defense and special teams that special teams cost us 2 games. I'm assuming it was defense that cost us the game against Coastal, having not watched it, and giving up 41 points.
Well, it was a little of the defense, a little offense, special teams. Special teams didn't cost us the game. I'll give them that.
Oh, that's an improvement. All right, so it's not a regression. Cynical Peach, we're actually we're looking better in one facet of the game.
They did not cost us but so we were talking about this after the game. I forget who, but what you ask from special teams is that they don't cost you the game. Like, special teams isn't usually going to win it for you. They will lose it for you. And but to not cost you the game is pretty much like what you expect out of special teams. So, like, they did all right.
Yeah, there was if you ever listened to Sports Talk in Atlanta, Mike Bell, who I guess is on 680 now, whatever, I don't know which station is on. Anyhow, he played long snapper in college or high school, and he said if you know the name of the long snapper, you're snapper, because they just special teams does their job. They get their point after they get their field goal, and it goes on. But if the long snapper is screwing up, then you got a problem. But if you know their name, it means they're screwing up. So yeah. I agree, David Westbrook. Special teams cost us 2 games. I agree 100%.
Oh yeah,
100%.
Oh yeah.
All right, let's go to a former player, Gilbert, Joe Gilbert here. I'm not ready to sound the alarm on Elliott yet, but I'm thinking about it. I never would have thought I'd say that at the beginning of the season. No. It's a you got to have that conversation. You can't go 0-4 and not have that conversation, right?
Yep. No, and even like last year when we ended up 8-5. I mean, there was that beginning of the season. We were all pretty worried about like what coaching looked like. And I think that Georgia State's history has been very like, our teams are so hot and cold, and we need to find a coach that can keep the teams consistent, and that we know what we're expecting out of each game. But like, as a Georgia State fan, I've never experienced that, like, knowing going into a game what our strength is going to be, what our weakness is going to be. Like, I feel like every game is just like, let's just pick some cards.
Oh yeah,
and like, we'll be good at those things, and we'll be bad at these things.
Oh yeah, no, just get as drunk as you possibly can and wake up and look at the box score in the morning. You have no idea what's going to happen. No,
it's a wild ride,
So last season we started 1-3. This season we started 0-4. How did you feel about the team at 1-3 last year versus this team at 0-4? Because 2 of those losses last year were absolute blowout losses. Like, we just got crushed. UNC and Army obliterated us. But this time, even though we're 0-4, we were in the games against the 2 P5 programs.
Yeah.
And like you said, at halftime, we were in the game against conference rival Coastal. Charlotte, again, an anomaly, but it's an anomaly that you lost by 1 point after bad special teams play. So, excuse me. I mean, I don't want to, I said drinking the blue Kool-Aid, and I don't want to sound like, like I'm just still like, rah rah sis boom bop, but I mean, like, I guess to your point, we still don't know what to expect with this team going into West Point next week. We could win by 50. We probably won't win by 50. I'm not predicting we win by 50, but we could, and you'd be like, yeah, because at Georgia State, you've got no clue what this team's going to do at all in any given game.
I was actually commenting earlier today. We're gonna beat Appy. Now I think we're gonna beat Appy. That was a loss on my preseason whatever, but like I think we'll beat them just because like that's what we do. We like pull out these weird crazy things. We might even lose every game until then, and we'll beat Appy.
No, we're not, because we're going to beat the Trash Down South first. But I like that you say that we're beating Appy, because you and I are scheduled to go there. We do not have hotel accommodations booked yet. And I was just like, man, we keep on losing. Ryan's like, I'm not going anymore. And I'm like,
I mean, I'm really not feeling it at this point. I'm gonna.
You should come to Army this week. You should come to Army. I have an extra ticket.
No.
I got one extra ticket for Army.
No, can't do it.
No. Come on. I'm looking for.
That's a lot. That's a lot to ask. I'm already asking a lot of the family and all that for the campaign stuff, and so I feel like I need to pick my battles.
Your family supports you for whatever reason.
They do, but you still can't push your luck.
So, all right. So, what do you think about this game against Army? Like,
I'm not feeling good about it. I don't know how this team stops them. I don't feel like I don't know. I just don't feel good about it.
So they lost to Coastal. They scored a little bit more points. They scored 28 points. We scored 21. They lost to Coastal. They lost at home to San Antonio, and then they beat the absolute snot out of Villanova, which I don't think that's really, feather in the cap type win. But they had a bye. They had the week off. We had a long week playing on the Thursday, so I'm not sure if that's a big advantage or not for them when it comes to it. But
they lost to the Roadrunners though.
Aren't they good now? Weren't they like undefeated or some crap last year?
I don't know. Who did they even play?
Yeah, they were.
I don't know.
The rest of their crappy Conference USA schedule.
But who knows anything about San Antonio? Like, really?
I know they're going to the American Conference.
That's true.
I know that much about them.
I know they gave away chicken one year or something. Or no, they gave away tickets with chicken.
Yeah, it was like if you went to like KFC or something, or was it KFC? You got 2 tickets.
And I still talk shit about it because I'm super jealous of their marketing team, because I think that was a great idea.
Better than a cash drop, right?
No, I like the cash drop too, but I know I'm alone.
The cash drop would be a lot better if it was like those Chick-fil-A cows they used to throw out in the Georgia Dome. Instead of like having like that one little spot where all the kids were, like it should have been like around the entire Georgia Dome doing the whole deal.
Yeah, they did it was like the little army men, but it was cows, right? With like parachutes. They would parachute Chick-fil-A down.
Well, yeah, little Chick-fil-A cows or gift cards or whatever the hell it was. That was actually pretty cool.
Yeah, I think it was gift cards.
My seats at the Georgia Dome were always either too good or too bad to catch those things. I was either like behind the cows watching them fall or them falling. I never had seats that were middle class. I was either lower class or upper class. Yeah.
Right on.
I don't know. What is there to say, man? What is there to say?
I mean, with Army, I guess there's a possibility, but I just don't feel good about our ability. I mean, you know what? Maybe they're not that good, and we come up like we did for the first 2 weeks against teams that we're supposed to lose against. Do we know what the line is or anything like that? The spread?
I think it opened up as Army 6.
All right. Well, so that's pretty good that we're underdogs. That helps. It seems to help.
we tend to cover spreads well, right?
I don't know if that's true in the last like 2 years.
That was definitely our early days. We were that team that was always picked to lose by like 21 points. Aha! Joke's on you. We lost by 19.
Yeah, put money on that for sure.
I had a buddy of mine who was a big, just a huge UGA fan, like never paid attention to anything outside of SEC football. And he's like, so the line on you guys is blah blah blah, whatever it was. I'm like, take it. We'll cover the spread. We're not going to win the game. We're going to cover the spread. And I helped him win his parlay or something on Georgia State. So yeah, I'm looking forward to Army. I'm going. There's a large bit of our tailgate crew are actually going to be going up there. I
Are
fly
they all
out.
ferrying?
Yeah, I think everyone that I know is going to be on the ferry, which picks up at like 8 or 9 in the morning at Pier 11 in New York, in Manhattan, and takes us up the Hudson. And it's a booze cruise. They'll have College Game Day on. They'll be selling booze. Takes us right up to West Point. Go to the game, cruise back, and then I booked a flight that I think will get me home in time, but the more I think about it, I'm not sure it'll get me home in time. I may have to get in the back of that ferry and like kick and push it a little bit faster to get back soon enough.
Oh, you're saying you might miss your flight?
Yeah, so the game will be over at what, like 3:30ish or whatever.
Man. Yeah,
and there's like a 2-hour. The cruise is like 2 hours to get back to Manhattan, and then I've got to get to Newark by takeoff at 6:45. So, I already prepared my wife. I told her, I was like, I may have been a little, but my sister was supposed to be coming in town on Saturday. And so I was like trying to get back to at least spend a couple hours with them, like late night before they took off on Sunday morning. That's why I booked the flight that I did. But anyhow, so I told my wife, I was like, I may miss the flight getting back. I may have been a little overzealous on how early it is, but I checked and there's multiple flights leaving. I'm flying out of Newark. There's multiple flights leaving like at 6 in the morning to get back to Atlanta, like 6 a.m. and 1 7 a.m. out of different airlines and stuff. So if I miss my flight, I can still get back. And I found a sports bar that's like an 8-minute drive, 8-minute Uber from the Newark airport that's open until 2 a.m. So if I go there and I drink until 2 a.m. and then I Uber to the airport, I get like 2 or 3 hours of napping inside of the airport. Get on the plane.
You're gonna miss the 6 a.m. flight too. That's what you're telling me.
No, but then I got it. So I hopefully sleep on the flight back to Atlanta, because then we
hopefully
have
don't puke.
The Falcon. Oh, I'm definitely gonna puke. The Falcons game, where we're having all you can drink tickets to the Falcons game on Sunday. So
you're planning on going to that? Who are we playing?
The Browns, which no relation. I don't owe them at all.
Well, why not? Why not?
The name Browns came from their owner, Paul Brown, and my middle name is Paul. I feel like I should claim like 2/3 ownership of the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, man.
If I move to Cleveland, I should have 3/3 ownership of the Cleveland Browns.
Mm-hmm. Go handle that, man.
No,
that's a winning team. That's a team that you want to own. I mean, I would want to own any team.
If I could own it, actually, years ago, friends and I were like, you reading something like leadership book or whatever. You have to set goals for yourself in life. Set your goals. Small goals, big goals, whatever. And so one of my goals was to be an NFL owner. And so if I own the Cleveland Browns, then I guess I'm an NFL. Actually, you know what? I own the Packers. I bought one share of the Packers. To-do list.
True. You've already hit that goal.
Mark.
You're done, man.
I hit that goal. I'm already an NFL owner. I forgot all about that. Look at that.
Right, man. So Todd.
Matthew says that my plans will be squandered by Hurricane Ian and flight delays. No, I'm getting out of here before Ian's making his way here.
Well, and then on the way back, it could delay.
I'll fly through him on the way back, right?
Well, it could be good. It could delay your flight back, and that will solve the problem of missing your flight, because they'll just be like, well, we had to delay it.
I think I've already solved my problem missing my flight. I think I'm missing my flight.
I wasn't. All right, you can say it. I wasn't going to say it.
I would say
Todd is also saying that this is the kind of planning the coaching staff needs. I'm in. I mean, if they only had this kind of roll with the punches type of attitude, I feel like we might be a little bit better this year.
We may do a little bit. Well, we can't be any worse than we are right now. So,
yeah.
It
Man,
does
okay,
suck.
so one of the things
Go ahead.
I was reading, maybe the transcript of what coach said or something like that, and we're gonna go back to the Coastal game. I know that's
It's
backwards,
fine.
but he was like, we were watching the play. This one of the times they broke out a big one. He was like, I could see what they were gonna do, but I couldn't get it to the players, and the players didn't know what was coming. And he's like, I could have told you what was coming. Coaches upstairs could have told you what was coming. Players on the field did not know what was coming. And and he blamed coaching though. He blamed he's like, how do you get from, you know, watching game film to having the players on the field understanding what they're watching, lining up, right? And because
That
you should be
is
able to call like
that
Nick Arbuckle. I'll tell you why he was really good. He was really
they
good. One,
threw
because
the
he had a
ball with
very strong
reckless
arm. He's a
abandon.
good football player.
Yeah.
But two, he would sit there and read the defense, and he would call a play on the field based on what he saw. And that's all your best quarterbacks are doing that, right? Every good team you see, generally that's what's happening, and it wasn't happening on Coastal. And he called out the team, and I thought it was a constructive call out though. It wasn't like a throw the players under the bus. I thought it was constructive.
No, he sounds like a hipster to me. It's like, I saw it before anybody else did. I'm just cooler than them. I know things they don't know.
You were the first person to ever call Coach Elliott a hipster. Is that the title? All right.
We'll write if I can. My handwriting is so bad that half the titles I write down, I'm like, we're gonna go with this one because I can read it. I don't know what the other titles were that I wrote down, and I forget what we talked about because I got drunk. No, how do you not convey that the message to the team? And yeah, you're right. That's the biggest part of what a quarterback does. Obviously, they've got to be able to throw the ball. They've got to make their plays. But yeah, that the best quarterbacks can read what the defense is. Like that was the great thing about when Tony Romo came in to doing calling games, and he was like basically saying he would look at a play immediately, and he wasn't the greatest quarterback out there because he couldn't make the plays, but he could sit there and tell you exactly.
That's not true. But we're not here to debate Romo's quality.
Yeah, I'm not a Romo sapien whatsoever at all. So hey, I haven't said whatsoever at all in a long time. There you go.
That's true.
So whatsoever at all for you there.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Romo would like just tell you exactly what's about to happen, and you just watch it, and you're like, man, that's awesome. I loved it. I thought it was awesome. I feel like people complained about it though, and he does he even call plays anymore? Does he even?
I don't know.
Not call plays.
I
does
watch.
He announce.
I watch. He does. I watch Falcons football, and that's the only NFL I really watch.
And Red Zone.
To be fair, I really don't get any other channels. I just get the Fox. Is the only local channel I get. So my only option is to watch Falcons game. So even if I didn't want to be a Falcons fan, that's my only option. Although
Red Zone's cool. When the Falcons aren't on.
Yeah, but I love Red Zone, but I don't have Red Zone. So
you do have Red Zone. We watched Red Zone at your house like last
year, but it's a thing with our season tickets, and my wife didn't register for it this year.
No,
and I don't know how to do
it. When I was at your house, we watched Red Zone. It was on, I promise. Dude, I promise. You're drunk. It was on.
No.
All right, that's fine. We won't have this conversation here, but you go ask Kim after this.
Well, she did say that she had access to it. Did we watch Red Zone?
And she turned it on. We watched it.
That makes a lot of sense. I'm scrolling through my notes. I literally have like no notes on here. Like it's just like it's all it is I don't know if you can tell this. You can't tell it. It's just
it's just shiny.
Yeah, it's just all the headers and no notes on here. So I'm trying to distract from the fact that I don't remember what I watched 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, we're doing all right. What else is on the notes?
Well, a bunch of headlines. JMU beat App State. App State was up.
I know.
App State was up. Appy State. Sorry, I don't want to give them any kind of like bonus credit for their name. Appy State was up 20-3, like the Falcons in the Super Bowl, and they lost the game. But they lost it in regulation. Falcons lost it in overtime.
I mean, it's pretty embarrassing, and I think App State is still ranked. And I thought it was really funny in the Sunbelt Discord that we're part of, where they were cracking on JMU for not receiving votes. which I thought was funny.
Wait, Appy was ranked?
Somebody
I guess
told,
it would be-
you know what? I have not checked that, but somebody told me that even today. And so I just assumed it was true because I believe everything anyone tells me.
I we didn't believe that we didn't watch Red Zone. I guess I should pay attention to that. I didn't see that they were ranked. Now I'm trying to look it up, but I can't figure out.
I know. I just did it too, and you know what I typed? Top 26.
Top 26.
They're not ranked. I'm making shit up, man. I'm sorry, guys.
I'm not. Well, I guess because they lost to UNC, but they beat A&M.
They only barely lost to UNC, though.
Yeah, we barely lost to Charlotte. Does that get us any votes?
That's different.
No, I was watching that game, and then my wife sent me to pick up a food order, and I came back, and it went from JMU being down to them being up, and I'm like, what the hell? I'm never going to Hattie B's again. I mean, I shouldn't say it that way. We wanted JMU to win that game. That was good for us. We need JMU to win every game they play in the East.
Because they can't be conference champion.
They can't be conference. They can go a perfect record in the East, and they still won't be conference champs. So by them beating Appy,
can they be conference champion? They're not bowl eligible, but can they be conference champ?
I don't think so.
Okay,
I don't think so.
All right,
and I say that with belief in it, because when I posted that on Twitter, Ben liked it, and so if Ben liked it, it's probably true.
So that was the other funny thing about the Sunbelt Discord was they were like, "Oh, we need to force the question," and somebody was like, "Yeah, but when you guys were part of the CAA, you stopped all the transfer. You guys were the ones upholding these terrible CAA rules." And the guy was just like, "Yeah, we were." He just totally but also we're gonna force the question. I'm like, all right, whatever.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident they can't play for the championship.
Yeah, I know they're not bowl eligible, but
definitely bowl eligible. I don't think they were playoff eligible. That was the same way for us when we transitioned to Sunbelt. We were ineligible to be conference champion that first year.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't remember. It was an irrelevant fact for us. So.
Oh yeah, we went 0-12 that year. So
yeah, it's not like we were in the running or anything. So that's just stuff I put out of my mind.
I tried to at least.
We could still do it this year. We could still do it.
Games that Panther fans should pay attention to this every week, and there's only one this week, and this is I already have the tweet scheduled to go out. It's a puke fest. The only game that matters this week for Georgia State fans is Trash Down South at Coastal Carolina.
At Coastal?
And at Coastal. And while it is never appropriate to root for the Trash Down South, it's okay to root for Coastal to lose. That's an okay thing to root for.
Now you can lightning storm.
Yeah, meteors, lightning storms. Ian can just
meteors less likely. Lightning storms happen.
And we have that new space thing that's gonna knock meteors out now. That's not gonna be a problem anymore. You see that?
No,
totally
I
irrelevant
didn't.
To this conversation. Yeah,
no, but that's neat. I want to know more.
They fired some rocket up 6 months ago, and it's moving an asteroid or a meteor. It's changing its orbit to kind of test to not be the dinosaurs.
In 20 years, that meteor is actually going to hit us.
Oh yeah, it's going to totally change its entire course. But yeah,
it's going to be that one. We messed it all up. I was about to cuss.
The science lady that I follow on TikTok, she was like, the difference between humans and dinosaurs.
the one science lady.
I follow multiple science ladies. I don't follow any science dudes; they suck. But one of the science ladies I follow, she's like, the difference between humans and dinosaurs, we have a space program. That's the difference.
That's fair. Yeah, no, that's good.
Anyhow, so no meteors, but lightning strikes. Hurricane Ian can destroy the game.
You just need a lightning storm. You don't need any strikes or anything like that. You just need him to cancel the game, and then no one gets a win.
Yeah, but the thing is, we need, now that we've lost to Coastal needs a loss. They need another.
Yeah, but they can lose against someone else.
they need they will JMU, but they need another division loss. So we need Coastal to lose. As if we win out and Coastal loses,
David, your logic is not right. You are rooting for the Trash Down South to win.
I am not. I will never root for the Trash Down South.
I know. You need to stop because you're doing it right now. You're trying to justify it, and you shouldn't.
Nope, not. No, I can also root for Coastal to lose. I'm okay with that.
And in the case that they play the Trash Down South, you are rooting for them to win.
No, I'm not.
Stop
wait. Your pronouns are messing me up now. I don't know who them
Stop
is.
It.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
But it could create a trap game for Georgia State and the Trash Down South because then
Lightning Storm or Coastal.
They come here.
We just need to win our games and control our own destiny. That's all there is to it.
We cannot control our destiny.
Yes, we can. We've only lost one game.
But if we win out and so does Coastal, they're
not going to win out. They're going to lose against JMU, Appy. You can root for them to lose against all kinds of other games.
I root for them to lose against all their games.
But not the Trash Down South.
I'm just saying, if Coastal loses this game,
David,
the world is not
yet.
ending.
We're not there yet.
We're not there yet. We'll see. You know what? Actually, I'll take it. So we play at noon on Saturday, and they play at 4. Perfect. We win at Army. Root for Coastal all day long. We
what does
lose
that have
at Army
to do with the championship?
Because then we know we can win a game. We don't know we can win a game right now.
F Southern.
Yeah, well, yeah, but we couldn't even beat Charlotte.
No, F Southern. F Southern. Come on, Dave. I shouldn't have to have this conversation with you. You of all people.
FTDS. Is McCall out? Gilbert's asking if McCall. Didn't we take him out of the game? Isn't he gone?
We did. I don't know what that injury, if it is persistent or anything, but he definitely left the game in like the third or fourth quarter for us.
Yeah. I think that's one of the things that highlights our social media posts I saw afterwards. Like, Georgia State may have not won the game, but they may have changed the team for the season or changed Coastal for the season. So yeah, I don't know what the update on that is.
We should time our beer drinks different.
Whatever.
Yeah, no problem. I do think I remember him getting hurt and it looked pretty rough. But
did he finish the game or did he go out of the game?
No, he came out of the game. He did not come back.
And we still didn't win.
Well, we were pretty far behind, and also our defense continued to not be very good, and our offense continued to not be very good. Every time our offense showed any kind of life, it was like the very next play was a turnover.
Well, long week for us. We'll see what happens. I think that. Every week's been a game where I've been like, all right, we'll find out what this team is next week. And it ends here. We'll know what this team is after this game against Army. We'll know what we have to expect.
They were who we thought they were.
Yeah, your mic sounds like it changed now.
It turned off for some reason.
Oh. But we'll know who we are after this week. If we win, we're good. If we lose, it's okay because we're still going to beat Trash Down South the following week. That'll be our first win of the season. Yeah. We're right at 40 minutes. You want to head over to last call? Mikeless Wonder.
No, I think is my mic back?
It's back. Yeah, ready to go.
All right. It's like a loose wire or something. Yeah, hell yeah. I gotta pee. I'm drinking Guinness. You know how I am when I drink Guinness. I gotta pee.
I did not know that you had to pee when you drank Guinness.
Oh my Lord. I don't know what is in it, but it makes me have to urinate way more than other beer.
Less alcohol. There's less alcohol in Guinness than there is in other beer.
They filter it through like a fish bladder, and I was like, I think bladder and
Okay. Yeah, we're out of here. All right, I believe you. Well, thank you to everybody for listening. We will reconvene next week. Should I make it back from New York City, assuming that I will. We're gonna head over to last call. Ryan and I are gonna drink some more. We're gonna talk some more Georgia State. and
Woo.
whatever else comes up after a brief pee break by Ryan.
Cheers, Joseph.
You will get our last call on our Patreon page, free of charge, patreon.com/State of Atlanta. It comes out on Fridays. If you are a member of our Patreon, you get it immediately as soon as we post it. You can join. We have a couple spots left at the $3 level. So if you were considering joining the Patreon, get in before it goes up to $5. Access to private group chat, discuss some merchandise, whatever we can do. We always do it for our Patreon members first. So please consider joining that. And also, we tossed last call out to let Patreon members join. We have the past few weeks. It's been fun. We'll do it again tonight and see how that goes.
And
yeah.
I just want to add, the group chat really is fun. There's a good crew in there, and there's always good conversation, and there's a little bit of negativity sometimes, but like it's all very constructive, and we talk about all kinds of fun shit, and it's great. It's a good time.
Dare I say it, it's better than Panther Talk. It's better than
I mean, I don't go to Panther Talk anymore. I just hang out in our chat. So
yeah, it's fun. It's the private group chat is where it's at. That's been the best thing we've done with this podcast for
definitely.
sure. So anyhow, check it out. Patreon.com/State of Atlanta. Thanks for the plug there, Ryan. And we will see you guys there here momentarily. Thanks for listening, guys. Say goodbye, Ryan.
Goodbye, Ryan.
That works too.
Peace.